Good afternoon. My name is Vela and my partner is Vivian Andrade, and our research this semester is on intestinal transit time.
This is the digestive system. Our mouth is where the food gets broken down, then travels to the esophagus. From there, it goes to the stomach, where the enzymes are broken down into even smaller pieces. The broken down food is then absorbed in the bloodstream from the small intestine, traveling to the large intestine. The large intestine then pushes all the ways down to the rectum.
So here are some of the diseases that occur in the large intestine. Here on the top picture, we see diverticulosis, which is a chronic disease that forms pockets within the walls of the colon called diverticula. And when these diverticula become infected, it is called diverticulitis. And a way that diverticulitis forms is when food, particularly like corn, that doesn't get fully digested in your stomach, becomes trapped and it becomes infected. The next picture that we see is colon cancer, and it's a type of cancer that starts in the large intestine caused by uncontrollable growth of cells. So that's what we see there, the growth right here. And the last picture that we see is polyposis, which is the development of numerous polyps, a growth that protrudes from a mucous membrane. So a way that they remove these polyps is through a colonoscopy. They just go in and snip them out, and that's how they're removed.
How to calculate ITT. ITT is the time for food to ingest and travel through the human body. The way that we calculate it is when you consume the corn and when it's defecated.
So some research questions that we aim to answer are, does age affect the time it takes to digest corn? Does gender affect the time it takes for corn to digest? Who is at a bigger risk of experiencing polyposis? And who is more at risk, male or females?
For our methods, we'll be picking random participants over the age of 18 who will be asked to consume a cup of corn. We will then gather their information of their gender, age, and the time they ate the corn and the time they defecated the corn. Lastly, once we have gathered the results, we will then determine the intestinal tract time among participants.
So some acknowledgements. We would like to thank Dr. De La Torre, who was our faculty mentor. We would also like to thank Daniela Castro, who was our research student mentor. We would also like to thank Dr. Nora Garza, who was the VP for Source Development and Title V Project Director. We would also like to thank Ms. Rojas, who was our LEAPS Project Director, and Ms. Solis Cavazos, who is the Undergraduate Research Coordinator. And this was funded by the Hispanic Serving Institute Title III STEM Articulation.
These are some of the references that we have, but if you would like to know more, please look at our literature review. And thank you for listening to our presentation.